Greetings and welcome to another edition of Caring About Seniors. I am your host, Adrienne Houghton. And each week I sit down with Oasis Senior Advisors Jacksonville and we discuss all aspects of senior living. Today joining me from Oasis is Al Bagocious and our guest is Grace De La Rosa from Living with Grace. Good morning.
Hi, good morning.
Morning.
How is everybody?
Everybody's doing good.
Wonderful. Grace, we're going to talk about your work. You are a mindfulness coach.
Yes.
You are a meditation facilitator.
Yes.
And you are an advocate for holistic well-care and mental health.
That's right.
All of those things, I'm sure, are really necessary with seniors.
Without a doubt, yes.
So before we go any further, is there a situation where seniors actually need the meditation, let's say the meditation predominantly, at a time when they wouldn't have needed it, say, 10 years earlier?
Yes, as we continue to age, we all know the brain ages. So one of the things that we can use to prevent any more damage to the brain is meditation. It's just like working out. When we work out, it's not in the working out itself that we start growth in the muscles. It's when we rest, right? When we rest and the body repairs itself, that's when the growth occurs. And the same thing happens in the brain. So meditation, even though people think it's, oh, I don't have time for that. Well, you have time to work out, right?
Right.
What about the brain? Let it rest. It's no different than, shutting down your computer or turning off your phone for it to recharge.
Are there varied techniques, or is there just one way to meditate?
There's all types of ways to
Really?
meditate. Something that can fit for most everybody. And I have to say right off the bat, just to be transparent, meditation isn't for everybody. They're only ready when they're ready. And so if they can't today, maybe they can try it for 1 second even, and continue to increase the time of the meditative state. It's really good, not only for the brain, but for the heart. Calms you down. Your blood pressure goes down. You're a lot kinder to people around you,
Just the way you're talking, I'm thinking, oh, I think I'm actually starting to meditate now. And yet it's something that I find incredibly difficult because my mind's always racing. I'm always on the go. People say to me, come and do yoga, but I can't do yoga because I can't. I'm thinking, I need to go and get chicken for dinner or something like that. So is it something that you have to learn?
You practice just like you practice brushing your teeth when you were little. Right? Something that simple. You take it slowly. And a little bit today is better than nothing at all. So even if it's, 2 minutes, try that. Even with music. Eventually what you want to do is have no sound and sit in silence. Yes, it's very scary. So we lead you that way. It's like taking a young child, and starting them off at the shallow end of the pool. And you know how you always say, come closer, come closer. It's the same kind of thing. You wait and wait and wait, and then you realize, oh my gosh, I made it to mom and dad. Mom and dad's safe arms.
Hence the guided meditation facilitator. I mean, I think that's wonderful.
Yes.
So let's talk about mental health, because I think there's a number of things that are triggered with seniors, and I'm sure, Al, you've seen a lot of this, that you could suddenly go into a spiral with a spouse dying or through financial problems. What sort of factors do you see that come into play with seniors and mental health?
Seniors, depression, especially when physical stuff starts changing. So many of us are active, and then to go from active to sedentary because of a issue. Al mentioned earlier about a horrific sounding incident where his ligaments tore basically, and had to be, rebuilt by what? Recovery and rest. It's the not doing is the doing. And one of the things I've learned with seniors is, we all think about, substance use disorder causes depression, and it does. You know, the more you use that stuff, the more depressed one gets. So even that midnight nightcap, you know, kind of thing, it works for just a few seconds, and then as it seeps in, it can have some really depressive states for the person drinking. So,
what are the solutions?
well, what I was going to say, when that happens, a lot of times they'll get sloppy in their movements and they'll fall. A lot of times the elderly will fall and die from complications from that fall before the diseases themselves, you know. And when we're talking about 65% of the population of the elder, that's a lot. I got that from NIDA, you know, National Institute of Drug Addiction, and that scares me. Last night I went to my mother and father's for to celebrate my mother's 83rd birthday, and it was sad because I saw she lost a moment of time and didn't remember my sister, and there was this emptiness in her face that just ripped my heart.
Yeah, I'm sure it must be difficult. What do you think it is that resonates with you about working with seniors?
Just trying to keep them as happy and active as possible. When they stay active, when they have a purpose, they have a reason to wake up in the morning.
Yeah.
You know, and to remember that being a senior is a gift. It really is. With everything that we go through, it is a gift and a privilege to be able to see this next time in my life.
Yes.
You know, and if we could do things better for the future, even though I'm all about now.
Yeah.
Now is doing the next right thing so the next breath I take will be even better. That's our tomorrow, but tomorrow never comes because it's always today.
Wow. If I could just say one thing, going back to your meditation, what meditation does, it really connects the mind and the body. And the disconnect is what causes the falls. So the meditation gives the senior that preparatory stance of, what if I do this? What if I do that? What if I bend down too low? They get connected to their brain and their body so they don't have to have that fall.
I'm glad you brought that up. Now we're really going into spirituality, which is really all what I'm about. Living with Grace is about spirituality, but people tend to get afraid of that word when all it is just really connecting with who you're meant to be, and connecting, if you believe in a higher power, keeping that channel open so that you can be a vessel of that goodness and light, you know? And to me, that is the foundation of being human. If we remember where we are meant to be, and logic and intellect don't work in spiritual realm, you know? What works there is the heart. If you follow your heart, you know, and we didn't have any people that thought negative of that, our world would be so much better today. Our businesses would be so much better. You know, we've just been so focused on the dollar sign that we've forgotten why we're doing what we're doing.
Do you think there are some simple techniques that the viewers may be able to help themselves with that you can give?
Yes. Could I give you like a quick demonstration of it?
Absolutely.
Okay, so here's what I'll do. Usually I'll have some music because a lot of times it unnerves people that are not used to silence. So what I'll do, I'll guide you. So what I want you to do is, since we're on stools, just make sure that your knees don't ever pass your toes. Okay, so it should be like at a 90-degree angle. And then what I'd like for you to do is make sure your lower back is straight. And if you imagine your head reaching up to the ceiling and lifting those vertebrae up into a very nice alignment. And then I'd ask you to roll your shoulders up to your ears and tense it up just a few moments. And then slowly roll it back and then just let it drop. That puts you in a really nice neutral position, and then gently close your eyes. Breathing in through your nostrils and exhaling through slightly parted lips. And then just listening to my voice and the silence, the buzzing in the air. Now what what I'd like for you to do, since this is TV. Just slowly open your eyes and just notice how brighter the colors are going through your audio field.
I think
Visual field.
I meditated for a little bit.
Even for a second.
Just for a second there, I was almost zen.
I had to make it really short, but it just gives you a flavor of what can happen through the
Yeah,
meditation.
that was monumental. I mean, just the fact of straighten yourself out.
Yes, you can breathe better already.
Yep.
That's one of the biggest problems, I think, with seniors, is that they tend to, as they get older, they tend to hunch and curl.
That's right.
And just by standing up, pulling back, and sort of engaging your core,
That's right. Yes.
really helps a lot with, you know, brain function and all manner of different things.
Certainly does. And
Yes.
that alone is exercise 101 for the person that's having a hard time even sitting up.
Right.
That's exercise.
Yeah.
It's
exactly.
a beautiful thing, very easy. It doesn't have to be, you know, running 10 miles to get exercise.
No.
Just that. Especially
Great.
for somebody who's sedentary, right?
Yes, yes. Grace, thank you. I mean, I'm sure that has been really useful for a lot of people that'll be watching this. And thank you for all you do with the seniors.
Oh, thank you so much.
I think it's so necessary, and we're not a forgotten group, but we are a large group that seems to be getting larger.
Absolutely.
And we need to make more of a force here to make sure that we're all looked after. And
You know
we're
what
all
I'd like to see
caring.
is a more holistic care for, like, with the neurologists
Yes.
and maybe some of the social workers, you know, coming together and doing this, how each one of us has our specialty.
Yeah.
And if we came together and worked on just one individual, how beautiful that
Yes.
dynamic
Yes.
would be, you know?
Yeah. Thank you very much.
Thank you
it's
so
a pleasure
much,
to see you
Adrienne.
again. It's always a pleasure to see you, Mr. Vigatius.
Thank you, Al.
And don't forget, if you'd like to know any more information about anything that you see here on Caring About Seniors, you can also find it on iwantabuzz.com.